We do expect to have real good results in the coming weeks. So just, it's a good time for people to check back in, follow the gold stocks, and hold on for the ride.
Joining us for a conversation is Judson Coulter, the CEO of Rover Metals. Mr. Coulter, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thanks, Maurice. Pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you back on the program as Rover Metals has some important updates for shareholders regarding two active exploration programs in the Northwest Territories. Before we begin, Mr. Coulter, please introduce us to Rover Metals and the opportunity the company presents to the market.
Yeah, we are a publicly traded gold company. We trade in the U.S. On the OTCQB under ROVMF, and we trade on the Toronto Exchange, the Venture Exchange, under ROVR. And we are focused on Northern Canada and making large-scale discovery, high grade. So we operate at the 60th parallel in Northern Canada.
Mr. Coulter, take us to the Northwest Territories where Rover Metals has just completed the drilling component of Phase 2 on the flagship Cabin Gold Project along the Bugao Iron Formation. Sir, please remind us of the value proposition before us on the Cabin Gold Project.
Yeah, I mean, the value proposition real time at the time of this interview is an opportunity to buy in the open market. I mean, we are weeks away from bringing the drilling results from this summer. We spent $1.5 million Canadian for over 30 drill holes across the Bugao Iron Formation. We believe, based on what we've seen in the field and in the core, what our geologists logged in the field from the drill core, that we're likely to have another discovery zone, in addition to what we all know from last year, the discovery we made. So, I mean, we're weeks away from bringing results. And I think, compared to a lot of other junior miners out there, they're going to be waiting months. I think the latest is 10 weeks to get results for any new drilling that's going on right now in the fall.
Well, that's exciting. Another discovery zone, and you're sitting there all composed. I'd hate to play poker against you. All right. I referenced that the drilling component is completed, but there's more work still being done there on Phase 2. What else do you have going on there?
Yeah, so obviously we've got an experienced team of field geologists, and so we're already working on what we've eyeballed as two new discovery zones. In addition to what we already know in the Arrow Zone, which was our discovery last year. So planning for drilling at depth, which is what we've always said we were going to do in Q1 of next year, drilling all our known surface zones at depth. We're setting the stage for delineating deep drilling in January with a ground IP study. And I think the good news here is the end of August, ground IP work, the bang for the buck on exploration is incredible. So we did a test run of a known mineralized zone with the IP work the end of August, and it came back and it not only told us areas along the Bugao Formation which are sulfide versus non-sulfide. Sulfide, of course, is what's directly associated with high-grade gold at our project, but the IP work has also told us if it's low versus high sulfide. So that's really valuable. It gives us a true depth reading below surface of 75 meters. So with all the other information that we've got coming out of this program, just to remind the audience, Phase 2 included drilling. It included airborne LiDAR imagery to really cancel out the trees, the water, the mud, allow us to see structurally the rocks. So combining the LiDAR data with the drill data, understanding things like faulting, which will happen close to surface, and then you've got to be able to follow the fault down depth to chase the high-grade gold as it pitches and swells. And then also being able to have this IP, which is showing us below surface to 75 meters true depth, where the high sulfide is. The confidence going into our Phase 3 drill program in January is going to be extremely high. And And we're already seeing we think we've got 2 additional new zones in addition to the Arrow zone. We're following these things at depth is, where these types of iron formations are underground mines. So this really is setting the stage, for the next program.
Leaving the Cabin Lake Gold Project, let's visit the Uptown Gold Project, where Rover Metals retains a 25% ownership interest. Today, Rover Metals announced that it has commenced on Phase 2 of exploration. Mr. Coulter, briefly acquaint us with the Uptown Gold Project.
Yeah, the Uptown Gold Project is just on the outer city limits of Yellowknife, which is, if you're familiar with Nevada, Arizona, there's a lot of towns and cities that are located next to mines. And, that is the case with Uptown Gold. It's right next door to the historical giant mine. You could literally throw a rock from the giant mine headframe and hit the property. And so that mine produced multi-millions of ounces of high-grade gold. And so we're excited because the Uptown Gold Project is going to see drilling starting in 2 weeks. And it's going to a target that's been overlooked since the 60s, really. That's got a lot of potential, the northeast quadrant of the property. And that borders right up against Goldterra's claims. And Goldterra, of course, now has a 1.3 million ounce gold resource. And so we're in a very sweet spot. One of their best drill targets is just north of where we're going to be drilling. So, that whole area, that Yellowknife gold belt, or, you call it the greenstone belt that runs through the city of Yellowknife, Newmont on the southern side of the city has optioned off some claims to Goldterra as well. And so it's exciting because there's a lot of renewed interest and multiple companies active in this area. So for our partners that are moving forward the drill program, for them to have success, benefits Rover as well. We retain 25%, but we also have a framework for a merger with this other gold junior should they be successful too.
Judson, before we leave the property bank, let's take a look at your latest corporate video, and then we'll get right back into today's interview.
One of Rover Metals' pillars is employing people from the Northwest Territories and the local community.
DEC Enterprise is providing the fuel, diesel needs for Rover Metals. We also provide labor services.
They've done some great work opening up the winter road right to the access point at Russell Lake. And they've also opened up the drill targets for this year's program. So just a great example of how mining really can float a lot of boats in the community.
We hire local Aboriginal people, and we're the ones that are out there on the land, so we bring the knowledge and information about our area we're working in. So I'm pretty fortunate and grateful I've had this one come my way. It's right in my backyard.
Got a good crew on site. I think our head count today is roughly 10 people. So it's a great program, great start. Hopefully a sign of good things to come.
Switching gears, let's look at some numbers. Mr. Coulter, please provide us with the capital structure for Rover Metals.
Yeah, we have just over 100 million shares outstanding, and there's $1 million+ in the bank right now, reflective of that cap structure, plus 100% ownership of 3 projects, plus the 25% ownership in Uptown. So those gold acquiring precious metals projects are not cheap, but that's reflected in our ownership structure, the fact that we do own 100% of 3 projects, as I just mentioned.
In closing, sir, what would you like to say to shareholders?
I think now is a really good time, back from the summer holidays, kids back in school, people back to work, doubling down on some investments that are, near term, going to have real results. And, building a mining company takes 3 to 4 years. I mean, it's not just a 6 months, but we do expect to have real good results in the coming weeks. So just, it's a good time for people to check back in, follow the gold stocks, and hold on for the ride.
Mr. Coulter, for someone that wants to learn more about Rover Metals, please share the contact details.
Yeah, or just visit our website. By the way, we've just rebranded, brand new website. Check out rovermetals.com for the new website, look and feel.
Also, yes, right behind your left shoulder there, we see the new logo.
Exactly, yep.
All right, Mr. Coulter, always a pleasure to speak with you. Wishing you and Rover Metals the absolute best, sir.
Hey, thank you, Maurice.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.